What's up, y'all? So, a friend of mine and I were talking yesterday, and they were expressing some concerns they had in life and about a particular situation. And it was more about just this other person sharing their experience with me. And I'm not like, this is what you should do, this is what you should not do, this is what you should say, this is what you should not say. No, because when people share their stuff, their junk, their problems, they don't want you to jump the gun and say, this is exactly what you should do. Even if they know what the right path is for you, it may not be the right path that is for them. So the high road is just listen. Oh man, that sucks. I'm sorry that you're going through something like that. But this person also said, I don't understand why not really understand, but I'm sorry for dumping all this stuff on you. It's not really my intention, whatever. And it sucks that the way things are in the world, that it makes us feel like, we should not share our junk, our situations with other people because of the fear of lashing out or fear of being told that we're weak or the fear of being ousted or outcast or made fun of. The list goes on. And so people keep their stuff in. And I always tell people, you should speak aloud some of the things that's going on in your mind so that you can hear how ludicrous some of that stuff is. Take, for instance, I'll go back to this conversation I had with them. Take, for instance, you're driving. And it's a long drive. Let's just say it's a 30-minute, just straight, nonstop, and there's no stoplight, so you're not being distracted by things going on around you. Your stereo is off or your stereo's on. The air conditioning's off, the air conditioning's on, doesn't matter. And so you're driving and it's stimulus-less environment, and now your brain is going on and on and on and on, reflecting about your day, reflecting about what's happened in your relationships, whether it's personal or business or whatever, and you start to snowball some of the thoughts of this particular issue, and it starts to get out of control. You start to think, oh man, they're not returning my phone call because I'm not qualified for the job. And oh man, what did I say that made them feel like I'm not qualified? Oh, and then you start thinking, oh man, am I qualified? I must not be. Why would I apply for a job I'm not qualified to be at? What other things in my life am I saying and I'm sticking my foot in my mouth? Oh, I bet the reason why they don't like me is because I'm not qualified. Well, how am I to have friendships if I'm not qualified? And it all started with the whole, I'm assuming the person hasn't called me back for the job because I'm not qualified. It just created this massive conglomerate of these other issues that are irrelevant. That's what our brain does. So I say, speak aloud some of your thoughts so that you can hear how ludicrous some of that stuff is, so that you can put yourself back into place. Oh man, they didn't hire me because I'm not qualified. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm not qualified. And I'm not thinking, yeah. And then now I'm speaking aloud, not qualified? What do you mean you're not qualified? Keep your eyes on the road, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to veer off and be, you know what I'm saying? So, what do you mean I'm not qualified? I'm absolutely qualified. Not only am I qualified for the job, but they're going to gain so much from me when I become an employee or become a partner or become blah, 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 blah. And so that you can kind of stop that snowball effect by sticking a stick up there so that the snowball just crashes right there. So it doesn't get any bigger the more it goes downhill. You know what I'm saying? So going back to what I was talking about with this other person. So this other person was sharing some of their ideas, and I think that some of what they were sharing was like, oh man, the situation is bad, but I could recognize that it could get worse. And if I don't talk to somebody about it, I will make it worse by over enunciating these ideas or over articulating some of the issues or inventing other things that are in my path that have nothing to do with it, but it's part of the reason why. And it sounds crazy me saying it because it's like, all of these like dots, and they're all connected by this web of issues and fears and fear of limitation and fear of not being good enough, fear of being alone, fear of not being loved, blah. And so I thought about, and I can't find it online, but it was in that movie Negotiator when Samuel L. Jackson and Kevin Spacey. So Samuel L. Jackson was up at the top of the tower, and he had everyone, as hostage, and he was trying to prove his innocence. And then he called the captain or whoever was on task, the FBI or whatever, says that, find me Chris Sabian. And everyone's like, oh, who the heck is Chris Sabian? Well, Chris Sabian was a detective negotiator from a different district or whatever they call it in the police forces that had nothing to do with their force that Samuel L. Jackson was trying to prove his innocence. And so, boom, he gets some dude that has nothing to do with it. He doesn't even know. No one else knows him to come in to be the negotiator. So the guy goes up there and he says, Chris Sabian, who's Kevin Spacey, says, well, why me? And then Samuel L. Jackson's character, he says, is because I don't know you. You don't know me. I just hear that you've spent enough time talking down somebody from a violent act. And so it means that you're patient, that you're able to listen, that you're able to get things done. And so sometimes the only people you could trust are strangers. Whoa, how applicable is that in life? Sometimes the only people that you feel you could trust are people that have no idea who you are, that have no affiliations. You could go on Facebook and go randomly find somebody and be able to tell if they have any affiliation to you by going to their friends list. Mutual friend. Oh man, I wonder who that mutual friend is. So I'll click on that mutual friend, and then they have like 75 mutual friends of yours. Nope. So sorry, they don't qualify as this stranger business. So sometimes who you need to reach out to, pray about it. It could be somebody that's sitting on the stoop outside, down the street at your apartment complex or whatever, and just go up to talk to them. I'm not saying to do that. I'm just saying that is a whatever. You know what I'm saying? So share your junk with people that you trust. Get some ideas of how they would handle it. But only do it with people you trust. People that love and care about you and that have your best interests at hand. So I was able to get that from this other person and realize that this other person and I have some common ground, and I was able to give some of my experiences in life, not necessarily in regards to the situation that they were expressing concern about, but I was able to give them some of my feedback, and it helped it helped the situation. It not only helped them, it helped me, because I started thinking about some other things that are going on in my life, whether it was things in my long distance past or my immediate future. So if you don't get those stimulating conversations, it's because you're so closed off and you're not inviting them. So what I would suggest is that you get some relationships in your life, some good, powerful relationships that help build you up, so that you can bounce ideas and troubles off each other. Because boy, if you're not growing, you're dying. Or at least that's the feeling, right? So strong community. Love you guys. Peace.